The music industry is full of shrewd and crafty people. People who will stop at nothing to achieve their objectives. Diddy, often known as Puff Daddy, is a nickname that is highly ranked on this list. In the industry, Diddy has solidified his reputation as a cunning, spiteful person. He's a cowardly snake who climbed the power structure by betrayal, double-dealing, and taking advantage of people. Never confronting a guy head-on. Bully, who fears almost no one, save for the incredibly dangerous Suge Knight, has no fear of anyone. Suge detests Diddy to no end, that much is certain. However, why? That's what this video aims to uncover. Naturally though, before I reveal anything, please make sure you hit the notification bell for more updates and videos just like this and subscribe to our channel. Let's get started now. Diddy has built a substantial empire in the music industry. He has a very successful record label that represents some amazing artists. He may make or shatter a person's career because of his immense power. You know though, what the majority of people in the business think of him? Nothing positive, that's for certain. All he is a coward who, with his bodyguards protecting him, bullies young men. Diddy's refusal to fight like a man is one thing you can count on. The man who whimpers whenever he hears a shot is called Diddy. It's obvious that he is not a warrior. The man is little and shy, wearing a big suit. Diddy knows he's not a good fighter, so he plays the cunning one. In order to avoid ever having to speak in front of an audience, he assigns labor to others. Alternatively, he might destroy lives in the background. For this, he may not have garnered much respect, but he has definitely gained a great deal of power. Posse takes pleasure in projecting an image of himself as rugged and manly, yet he is uncomfortable around one man in particular. Indeed, you are right. Diddy will never stand up to Suge Knight on his own. Similar to how Diddy is afraid of Suge due to his manly fighting style. Suge is known for being a total thug who doesn't care to get his hands filthy. He talks openly and actively about his affiliations. Actually, it's evident from the way he settles arguments. He won't think twice to whip out the pistols and take a shot to the head if you get in the path. Figuratively, naturally. Mark Curry told a wild story about Suge misinterpreting Diddy. Diddy was unable to answer back at all. This should be extremely offensive and demeaning to a man like his Puffy, but Puffy knew that going up against someone like Suge Knight head-on is a losing battle. Puffy wouldn't be able to resist Suge, who would simply snap his neck. Diddy ignored Suge's slap across his face in another incident, and this time, Suge did not attempt to retaliate. He merely stood there, bewildered. Keith Murray gave a really enthusiastic performance of the entire funny scene. Everyone held their breath, waiting to see Diddy's response after Suge struck him. You are already aware of his words. Diddy tried to look like he was letting Suge get away with it in an attempt to protect what little reputation he still had. But the truth was known to everybody. When Puffy wants anything, he prefers to use his strong friends and bodyguards as a shield. But when the fight reaches his door, he constricts back down to the size of a defenseless puppy. Diddy has only allowed Suge to disrespect him in a physical altercation and gotten away with it because Suge is a coward who has the self-confidence to stand up for himself. Suge really publicly disregarded him. Suge publicly mentioned and insulted Diddy during his statement at the Source Awards 25 years ago. He said, "To all you artists out there who don't want to be on a record label, where the executive producers all up in the videos, all in the records dancing, then come to death row." However, Puff Daddy had again shown himself to be a callous individual who would tolerate any disrespect but lacks the guts to take offense. He congratulated Suge right away. You did really hear correctly. Shortly after Suge insulted him, Diddy gave him appreciation. For a moment it looked like the cowardly Diddy could be coming for the kill. It was said that Suge was disciplining Diddy during a conference he was attending with all of his goons and gang members. This time, Diddy seemed ready to respond. Naturally, a snake cannot be suddenly changed into a lion. It was said that Puff was bringing a large contingent of goons from New York. A poster claimed that Puff's absence from the conference at its inception was due to threats from Suge. You might be surprised to learn, though, that Suge and Diddy weren't always such toxic a couple. There was a time when they were rather close. Diddy knows he needs stronger people to stand by his side, which is why. However, when their friendship soured, Puff Daddy became aware of their unequal power dynamics. Diddy was easily destroyed by Suge Knight, and he had no desire of figuring out how. Thus, he acts like a coward and exits the arena in the midst of the fight, doing what he does best. Diddy is now regarded as a coward who puts his problems on other people's shoulders. He sends in guards and assassins to kill his enemies, whether it's Biggie Smalls or Tupac in prison. Diddy's hands are covered with blood. He may never speak to someone face to face, yet he has no problem acting dishonestly. Much can be said about Diddy's questionable morals. Not only is he weak-willed and morally dubious, but he also has a chicken-hearted heart. He is willing to go to any lengths to achieve his goals, even if it involves bending down in front of a man. At least, that's what Suge and all the other artists that despise him believe. Many individuals think that Diddy engaged in such heinous behavior to build his wealth. Some say he sold his soul, while others say he only sold his body. If this is true, Puff Diddy even had a personal contact with Clive Davis, the head of the music business, in order to start Bad Boy Records. Regarding Diddy and Clive's romance, Jaguar Wright was very open. She says that because Diddy will make anyone his god to gain fame, fortune, and power, Clive owns Diddy. It should not be shocking in the slightest. It seems that the industry that Clive oversees knew this for sure. Diddy uses Clive's influence and authority to his advantage in order to reach where he wants to go. This isn't even close to the worst thing Diddy has ever done. The next story is as bad as it gets, so be ready to be stunned by his moral decay. Daddy is well known for one more extremely troubling thing. Boys pique his interest. As you heard, men, not boys. Indeed, it is said that he is a predator who preys on helpless, innocent youngsters. The musician who was in his care before is one of his claimed impoverished victims. Usher it in. Mom left Usher at Diddy's house with the idea that he would teach the young child the ins and outs of the music industry. However, Diddy was a vile, filthy man who betrayed his confidence. Usher was only 10 years old when the two shared a bed, and Diddy was significantly older than him, a detail that Diddy unintentionally revealed. Does this mean they had a close relationship? There's a very good chance that the answer is a terrifying yes. It's funny how scared Suge Diddy always seems to bring him up. Suge Knight seems to be a recurrent figure in all of Diddy's nightmares. Luckily for Diddy, Suge was sentenced to 28 years in jail. Nonetheless, Diddy feels that each year that passes is closer to his demise. People found it funny because Suge would typically have Diddy behave like his dog, sauntering all over you without hesitation. Would any man in his right mind allow another man to drag him around a club? Not one who is ashamed, of course. Regarding this behavior, a fan remarked, "I see why Diddy hated Suge now. Haha. Suge had him strolling around the club looking like Nelson." However, what are your thoughts on Diddy as a whole? Would you want to be friends with him if you had the chance? Let us know in the comments. That's all for today. We hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more videos like this.